Welcome to the virtual open house presentation for the 299-291 Carling Avenue property. My name is Catherine Constantine, Director of Real Estate for Canada Lands Company. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the following presentation is being provided as part of our public engagement process to present the preferred development concept and proposed rezoning for the 299-291 Carling Avenue property. This project began in 2017 with a series of open house opportunities for the public to provide feedback on the future redevelopment of the property. Following the information provided to you as part of the presentation, we encourage you to review the materials in Step 2 and then share your feedback in the Step 3 portion of the website. You can also contact us directly by phone, email, or mail to receive a copy of the materials. I'll start with a brief introduction to Canada Lands Company for those of you who are not familiar with us. We're a federal crown corporation that specializes in real estate development and attractions management. For 25 years, we have enriched Canadian communities and experiences by embracing the full potential of the properties we own and operate. We pride ourselves on our consultation-based approach to pursuing community-oriented goals, environmental stewardship, and heritage commemoration with all of our projects across Canada, like Waterridge Village in Ottawa, Garrison Crossing in Chilliwack, and Currie in Calgary. We recently won Best Community Award in Edmonton for our village at Griesbach. We are also a leader in attractions management, with our operations of the CN Tower and Downsview Park in Toronto, the Old Port of Montreal, and the Montreal Science Centre. We're excited to be working with the Algonquins of Ontario on this project. In February 2017, the Algonquins of Ontario and Canada Lands Company entered into a joint venture partnership for the redevelopment of the site. This joint venture builds upon an ongoing partnership between Canada Lands Company and the Algonquins of Ontario at Waterridge Village, former Canadian Forces Base Rockcliffe. The joint venture operates under a management committee and has equal representation from both organizations, with Canada Lands Company acting as the project manager. Canada Lands Company, together with the Algonquins of Ontario, will be submitting a zoning bylaw amendment application to the City of Ottawa for the purposes of establishing land use areas, permitted and non-permitted uses, maximum building heights, and setbacks for the property. The following presentation will provide you with an overview of the public engagement process to date and the proposed rezoning based on input from the Algonquins of Ontario, the City of Ottawa, the Public Advisory Committee, and the public at large. This presentation includes the proposed changes to the zoning in support of the preferred development concept plan. The site is approximately 1.36 hectares or 3.37 acres, most recently used as a parking lot for surrounding federal government offices. The site has exposed rock outcropping along the eastern property line on Bell Street South. As part of the public engagement process for the site, Canada Lands Company, together with the Algonquins of Ontario, have established a set of development principles. These principles were based on a vision to frame the future redevelopment of the site. These include community building and placemaking, Algonquin connection, dynamic landscape, housing, and commercial amenities. When visiting the Steps 2 section of the website, you will be provided an overview of each of these principles, as well as the vision statement for the project. Canada Lands Company will be seeking a zoning bylaw amendment to the City of Ottawa in order to implement the vision developed through its consultation and feedback process since the beginning of this project. The upcoming slides will be presented by the planning consultant for the project, Anita Sott, Senior Planner with WSP.
The site currently has 2 land use designations in the City of Ottawa official plan and 2 zones in the City of Ottawa zoning bylaw. The portion of the property that fronts onto Carling Avenue, shown in red, is designated Arterial Main Street in the official plan. Arterial Main Streets include a mix of uses that are more compact, pedestrian-oriented, and transit-friendly places, with higher density residential and employment uses. This portion of the property currently has a maximum building height of 30 meters or 9 stories. The balance of the property, shown in blue, is designated General Urban Area in the official plan. The permitted uses in the General Urban Area include a range and choice of housing types, in combination with such uses as employment, retail, and institutional. This portion of the property allows the total floor area of buildings to be 2 times the area of the site. This zone currently has a maximum building height of 11 meters, 20 meters, and no height limit depending on proximity to adjacent residential zones. A wide range of uses are permitted in both zones, including residential, office, and commercial uses. CLC will be submitting a zoning bylaw amendment application to the City of Ottawa in order to realize the vision for the site. The application will request 1 zone on the property instead of the current 2 zones. The rezoning would divide the site into distinct land use areas. Within each land use area, there will be required setbacks from property lines and streets and maximum building heights. Finally, Canada Lands Company will seek to introduce 1 new permitted residential use on the site and remove other uses that do not fit the vision for the site's redevelopment. We've developed a supporting document that will provide further details about the application and is available on this website.
Since 2017, Canada Lands Company and the Algonquins of Ontario have hosted a series of public open house sessions to establish a preferred development concept plan to support a zoning bylaw amendment for the property. Since 2017, feedback received as part of the public engagement process has been addressed and incorporated into various iterations of the proposed preferred development concept plan and proposed zoning bylaw amendment. Working together with the Algonquins of Ontario and considering feedback received from the public, Canada Lands Company has identified key themes. These include community building and placemaking, building heights, traffic, construction, underground parking, dynamic landscape, retention of rock outcrop, common areas, and green space for community activities, housing and commercial amenities, desire for family-oriented dwellings and retail stores on the ground floor. When visiting the Step 2 section of this website, you will be provided an overview of the feedback received and how these have been addressed in the proposed preferred development concept plan and the proposed rezoning for the site.
The following slides describe the proposed rezoning for the property. The proposed zoning bylaw amendment would make some changes to the uses which are currently permitted in the arterial Main Street zone. A full list of permitted uses is available on the project website for review in the PDF entitled Proposed Zoning Bylaw Amendment. No new non-residential uses are proposed to be added. However, revisions will be proposed to 2 uses. A permitted automobile rental establishment use would be limited to a depot for booking of rental motor vehicles, with no vehicles being stored on the site. In addition, a permitted funeral home would not include a crematorium or cemetery. Now, this does not mean that these uses will be on the site. It just means that these uses would be permitted. Several non-residential uses, which are currently permitted in the arterial Main Street zone, are proposed to be removed from the list of permitted uses. These uses do not meet the vision for the site's development, including an automobile dealership, automobile service station, car wash, drive-through facility, gas bar, payday loan establishment, and sports arena. A high-rise apartment dwelling is proposed to be added as a new permitted residential use. No changes to the other currently permitted residential uses are proposed. This means that a wide range of residential uses would be permitted on the site, such as low, mid, and high-rise apartment dwellings, retirement homes, stacked dwellings, and townhouse dwellings. The following plan will be included in the rezoning application and provides an overview of the proposed land use areas, setbacks, and maximum building heights. Areas A and E are shown in green and are proposed to be zoned as future parks and open space areas. Area A will be a privately owned public open space and will be constructed as part of a development block on the site. Area E will be a city park or parkette constructed by Canada Lands Company through the City of Ottawa Parkland process. Areas B, C, and D, shown in yellow, purple, and blue, are the proposed building land use areas to include a broad range of uses. These areas are aligned with the proposed arterial Main Street zone, which permits uses such as residential, commercial, retail, office, and institutional, in mixed-use buildings or in separate buildings. The portion of Area B along Carling Avenue, shown in yellow, would include a podium area of up to 20 meters or 5 stories. In the western portion of Area B, shown in yellow fronting along Carling Avenue and LeBreton Street South, the zoning would permit a tower above the podium area, stepped back from the street. The total maximum building height of the podium and the tower would be 65 meters or 20 stories. In the eastern portion of Area B, shown in yellow fronting along Carling Avenue and Bell Street South, the zoning would also permit a tower above the podium area, stepped back from the street. In this location, the total maximum building height of the podium and the tower would be 50 meters or 15 stories. The proposed rezoning will require that for all of Area B, non-residential and mixed-use buildings must have a minimum of 50% of the ground floor occupied with commercial uses, such as retail stores. In the center of the site, Area C, shown in purple, fronting along LeBreton Street South, would include a podium area of up to 16 meters or 4 stories. The zoning would also permit a tower to be situated above the podium, stepped back from the street. The total maximum building height of the podium and the tower would be 49 meters or 15 stories. Area D, shown in blue, located at the northern end of the site abutting the future city park and fronting along LeBreton Street South, would permit a maximum building height of 24 meters or 8 stories. A full description of the proposed rezoning, including setbacks and maximum building heights, as well as other provisions, is available on the project website for review in the PDF entitled Proposed Zoning Bylaw Amendment.
The upcoming slide will provide a massing illustration of the preferred development concept plan for the site. The following massing illustration is the proposed preferred development concept for the property. It demonstrates a potential build-out based on proposed land use areas, maximum building heights, and setbacks based on proposed rezoning for the property. While it is not indicative of a final building design, the massing illustration identifies in green 2 land use areas to be zoned as parks and open space, with the proposed city park area along the north end of the plan on LeBreton Street and the proposed privately owned public space along the easterly portion of the plan. Along Carling Avenue, the illustration identifies land use areas for potential mixed-use buildings that include up to a 5-story podium and a step-back tower above, with a total maximum building heights of 20 stories at the corner of Carling Avenue and LeBreton Street South, and a total maximum building heights of 15 stories along Carling Avenue at Bell Street South. To the north of these buildings, at the center of the site, we can see the land use area with the potential to include up to a 4-story podium and a step-back tower above, with a total maximum building heights of 15-story. Further north, this land use area includes the potential to include an 8-story building abutting a future city park. This illustration has been provided to help you envision the potential land use areas, maximum building heights, as well as setbacks and the location of green space permitted under the proposed zoning bylaw amendment. It is important to note that this illustration does not reflect actual proposed buildings or development plans. These would occur through site plan applications in future by future developers. The next step in this process is to obtain your feedback on the proposed rezoning before we submit the zoning bylaw amendment application to the City of Ottawa. As illustrated on this slide, the public can continue to be engaged in the planning process. Following the review of the feedback received as part of this online public open house, Canada Lands Company intends to submit the zoning bylaw amendment application this fall. This application will be subject to the city's review and approval process, and where you can participate to provide additional feedback. Canada Lands Company will continue to work with the Algonquins of Ontario in establishing architectural and urban design guidelines for the site, including the parks and open space areas. These will be developed to ensure that the future development of the site adheres to the vision and approved zoning bylaw amendment. Thank you for watching and participating in this virtual open house. I invite you to now proceed to step 2 on the website to review the materials and then share your feedback with us in step 3.